Uh, Good evening, everyone. So today we are starting our first session that is related to how to go for good reference letter for scholarships. So what is actually the reference letter is? The reference letter is basically, as said by Jessica Maranacchio from the financial at Columbia University, as quoted that scholarship is important in admission process to defining the student in getting a scholarship. It is also help an institute to determine the quality and the most important the character of his achievements, that is go in helping to deciding whether the scholarship should be given to the candidate or not. So basically this will give you, or in your absence it will tell all about you, that how academically you are well, how your character is well, what you have achieved, what you have done. So this is one of the crucial uh, point to have a very good reference letter together with your academic excellency, your transcript, and other than this, you also need the reference letter. That is very much important to have. So, who wrote basically the reference letter? So, reference letter usually is given by teacher, counselor, or if you are in job, you can also get from your employer. And also they should mention particularly your behavior, your qualities, your abilities, and what particular skills you have. All that can tell everything about you in your absence. So when and where the reference letters are required, the reference letter are basically required for admission in higher education. If you are applying for a master's program or PhD program, surely they're gonna ask from you about the reference letter or a recommendation letter. So they specifically ask from the person who is very close to you with the professionally. Either it could be your teacher, or either it could be your mentor, who can well define all your experience, either academic record, your test, your grades, your ability, your skills, and all about everything, all about you, that can explain in your absence. So, what basically are inside the reference letter? This is, I am telling you from my own experience. According to me, there are basically two main contents should be there inside your reference letter. First, it cover the reference of particular scholarship. For example, you are applying for Chinese scholarship, or you are applying for Fulbright scholarship, or you are applying for any other scholarship. It particularly show the name of that particular scholarship that you are applying for. It should be mentioned that particular name. And also this should give you detail that why you deserve that scholarship. Means your teacher, your mentor should write about you, that why you are exactly the right candidate for this particular scholarship. For these we will discuss into detail shortly after this. And second, most important, the letter must highlight all your passion, interest, whatever special achievement they have. This is basically all the skill you have. So how many things are there? Basically two things. One, either it shows the name of your scholarship, and also that why you are getting that scholarship, and also that why you are passion, your interest, and furthermore skills we will be discussing into this session. So how do you ask for a scholarship reference? uh, this is one of my advice, especially for the quest student. Please give your teacher a time to write a reference letter or recommendation letter for you. This is very much important. because it is not possible to write a recommendation letter into 1 hour or 2 hour. At least or your mentor, so that he can think about you, that what it's all about your skill, so that he can write down into that particular reference letter. And most important, you have to also give the details about for what purpose actually you require the reference letter, for what particular scholarship you are requiring the letter. This is also important, and you make a formal request for getting this letter. I will also at the end of the session, I will also share you that where the students are lacking in reference in getting the reference letter. I will also discuss this and supply the as much as information that for what particular scholarship you are having the reference letter, what skills are required into this getting the reference letter. So how long should recommendation letter should be? It's also very important. Basically, if the reference letter or recommendation letter of 1 page, it will be very good. But it should be most important, it should be on the longer side. You can say that for example, if your teacher or mentor belong from a university, the university logo should be there, the university name should be appropriately display on the letter, contact information including telephone number, including landline number, including fax number, including email, website. All these important things should be included into the letterhead. And firstly, it should include your introduction, that how your teacher or how your mentor know about you, in what capacity it will giving you reference, that he knows you as a teacher, or he knows you as a mentor, or he know you as an employer. In what perspective he basically know about you, you should write down into the introduction. And it should be at least two body paragraph, and into one paragraph, whenever I will also share my experience at the last. Meanwhile, I will sharing the important points. So it should include the two body paragraph. Into one body paragraph, your teacher or your mentor will explain all about your quality. And into the second body paragraph, it will exactly tell you, based on the skill that is written into the first paragraph, how this candidate is suitable for this particular scholarship. That will be written into the second body paragraph. And at the end, its conclusion, that how prospective you should be for this particular scholarship, it should be written into the conclusion. So we are moving towards that, what things should be include, or what skills you should your teacher or your mentor should write about you when you are having applying for the particular scholarship. So number one, most important thing is passion. I will explain in the simple word: desire. Means, for example, you are desiring for a scholarship. What is thinking to go for this particular scholarship? So this scholarship, how this parameter is important. Via this parameter, scholarship providers are aware that only shortlisted candidates are able to let their desire to contribute and shine through during the scholarship interview. So this parameter defines you, that how much you have the willpower to get this scholarship, or how much you are desiring to go for having this till to the interview phase, not getting at the time of getting a scholarship. It is all up to your interview. Means, till to your interview, you must be very serious, you must be very passionate, you must be very desirable, in order to tell your will that you are very much desirable for this scholarship, or for this particular research grant. And second most important is confident. Its confidence is very important. If you are lacking in language, if you are lacking in technical aspects, it is also affect a lot, because scholarship recruiters are able to sense from that parameter that how much is positive to your particular application. Means from this particular parameter they will come to know that how much positively you will conduct the things into during the uncertain time. Sometimes this has happened that students are lacking in programming, or students are lacking in writing. So how much they are confident in writing or in learning something very new, this is called the important parameter, that how much candidate have the confidence during availing the scholarship. And the third most important parameter is ability to work as a team player, because many of the scholarships or many of the institute, they are working into the groups. So it is very important you have ability to work with the multicultural people, because globally you will not find the people to your similar originality, your similar nature, or your similar what should say your similar nature. So you should be working with them multicultural. You have to work accordingly with them. Sometimes you will having those team player who are not able to talk to you frequently, or sometimes this has happened they are much more arrogant to you. So there should be balance in your performance or in your nature, so that you can work into the team as well. And the fourth one is analytical skills. You must be very good to identify the solve in solving the problems. This is very important, because the scholarship is assigned for a particular subject. For example, the scholarships are available related to the data sciences, or scholarships are related to the photonics, to the optical, to the automation, to the control, whatever side, for the whatever side it is. You must be very much analytical in skills, so that you can solve the particular problem. For example, there is a scholarship for the automation and control, so you must know what problem you are actually solving into the automated systems, or into the control systems, or into the communication system. So you should have an ability to solve for the particular problems. And of course, a part of that, this is also important for the academic excellence. This is important because sometimes for the particular scholarship, the requirement of CGPA is there. Means that you have a specifically 3 CGPA, or you have a 3.5 CGPA. So you should also having a very good grades together with the above skills. And it is not important that sometimes the student thinks that we have a very low GPA, we can't apply anywhere for the scholarship. So this is good news for you, that it is not like that. You, even though you have a not good track record into your transcript, into the GPA, with the help of your confidence, with the help of your analytical skills, with the help of your ability to working in the team, with the help of your passion, you can still able to get all these scholarships, because the scholarships are providing a best among them. Because sometimes this has happened that they have the 10 candidates, and the 10 candidates all have they have passionate, all they have the analytical skills, but usually they chose such type of people who have a very good academic record. This is also important. So don't lose hope. Those who have already passed out, so they can apply for the different scholarship as well. And also those who are currently studying, so I will suggest them, guys, please focus on your grades, focus on your study, so that you can make your transcript well in presenting in front of the recruiters. And also this is one of the most important point, that is called self realize that sometimes this has happened that students are dependent on someone. So everything you should be committed from your side, that how much you can be responsible, how much you can be committed to the particular project, to the particular scholarship. So you must be self-reliance, that nobody is going to help you. Everything you have to do by yourself. So means you should not be dependent on the other. And this one especially I would like to address that nowadays you can see we are facing the COVID issue. So sometimes the scholarship or recruiter also focus on this parameter, how much voluntarily you are involved into the activities, either cultural activities or either community services. They also sometimes check this thing, that how much you are very much important for working for the community as well, or till now what good things you have done about your community, what volunteer work you have done about your community. So this is also very significantly measure that how much you are important for your community as well. And this one also, up to now we have discussed several skills. So if you want to be good among the all the candidates, so this a particular skill should be inside you. Means you should be creative among all. For example, if I am telling someone that draw something, so creative means you should draw something that is very much different from the others. So scholarship providers or recruiters sometime also looking for those candidates so that they can hire someone who are offering the solution betterly from the others or differently from the others. So you should be also very creative in your applying for the reference letter. So for example, if a student have taken from the reference letter from their teacher, from their mentor, so they can also check that these things are included in your reference letter or not. For example, think carefully before saying yes. Means, for example, a teacher tell you that I will write the recommendation letter for you, but if he is not covering the particular skills that has been discussed earlier for that, means, for example, if he has not written that you are having the analytical skill, or you are a good team player, or you are very much creative. So this is very important. You have to check that if he has tell you to write the things about you into the yes, so he should include everything about you. Also, the format of the letter should be business. I will explain shortly about this. And so also focus on the job description. For example, you are applying for the photonics scholarship, or you are applying for the control scholarship, so everything should be relevant about that description. And explain how the know you person, this is very important. For example, if a teacher write about you, so he should address like that, that I am writing the reference letter for example, Mr. XYZ, and I know him as a teacher or as a lecturer or as a professor since 4 years. For example, you are taking the reference letter from the teacher who taught you into the first semester, so he can write that he knows about you for since last 4 years or 5 years. And also because God has created everyone with a specific ability. So think about that ability and tell this ability to your teacher, to your mentor, and ask him to specifically focus on that particular characteristics, and that should be written into the reference letter. And most important, you have to tell your teacher, or you if your teacher has given the reference letter, please read carefully that the tone of the reference letter should be very much positive. It should not be negative, or it should not define your legacy or your weaknesses. He must share your contact information. If the letter is designed on the letterhead, this is very much good thing, because he don't have to write so much thing about that. But if the letter is not available, he should write his designation, he should write his department, his university, his contact information, and all these. And also you have to follow the submission guideline. This I will take you the letter. And also the one most important thing, in my opinion, the reference letter should contain, it should include your weakness, at least one weakness, in such a way so that it should be positive. For example, if I am writing for some student that he is shy, so shyness is not a weakness, right? So are you getting my point? So means you have to define your weakness, but still into the positive way. So this is how it will be, because nobody into the world be a perfect man. So in my opinion, this parameter should be included. Means when you read from reference letter from A to Z, you should be focused on that. It should be remain positive into the tone. And your teacher or mentor must include at least one weakness, but that weakness should be defined into the shyness is one of them. So this is all about the important things about the types of or the importance things should be included into the reference letter. Now I will focus on some sample letters, so that you can get an appropriate idea about about that about the reference letter, right? So now I am moving toward one sample letter. So here on your screen, you can see that I have opened up a sample letter for you, sample reference letter for you, so that you can see very well. For example, if you are having from means this, if the things are explained into the letterhead, this one very much important. There is no need to include the information, because this already you have mentioned into your what, into the letterhead, this information. And two means home to it is written, means for example you are applying for the Fulbright scholar or Chinese government scholarship, you can have to write that to whom the letter has been written for. Or if you don't know that letter is written to whom, so you can also write to whom it may concern, right? You can also write instead, if you have don't know that which agency you are applying for. So it must include the subject. If subject is not, you are not including, you can give the heading. You can also give a particular heading to the reference number, reference letter, like this reference letter. You can also give a big heading into control B form, and like into this. You can also, instead of including subject, you can include a heading as well. So it should be, I told you that the tone should be the it should be included into the business format. So tone should be the official. So you should write, dear sir, if you don't know about dear sir madam, with the directly to the scholarship committee, you can also write dear scholarship committee, you can also write this one. So you can initiate with this one: I am writing to introduce and recommended. For example, we are recommending here, for example, Mr. XYZ, right? XXZ. For the scholarship name, for example, I am writing here Fulbright scholarship, right? Fulbright scholarship. Currently, I am his, or currently, or you can also write here in the past. right? If he's not currently your teacher or mentor, you can also write into the past and have an opportunity to work closely or teach him closely for the undergraduate program of electronics or communication. I also know him that he are importantly participating into the extracurricular activities like services. I told you this is also one of the type for the services. From the first day I know that these has the aptitude skill. Now aptitude to learn means he is passionate or desirable, right? Grasps and articulate, it means he is willing to complete the things on the time. Different concept into the classroom is an ability to conceptualize. Here this term will be considered as your analytical skills, right? Means he is able to solve the problem based on the conceptual things, right? Analytical skills are here shown. Academic assignment, he is innovative. Innovation here comes into the form of creativity. Means if you want to show the skill of the creativity, you can use a similar word like innovations. To the problem solving, again here the analytic, your analytic abilities are coming here. In the field of appreciation and criticism, which happens to him in the area of rise light. Here you can see, here it is saying the weakness, but weakness in a very positive manner. You can see rising light into the field of literacy, appreciation and criticism, which happens to his area of interest, right? It is also it is my candid information, candid opinion that based on the qualities or based on the skill, he is the right candidate for Fulbright scholarship. Because into see, you can see that first paragraph of your introduction now about your skills. Now he is endorsing you for all the based on all above the skills for that particular program, right? So not only he was a choice of speaker, but he's the instrument here also means he's endorsing you for that particular scholarship. And also this is conclusion. And how can see, you can see that he's enthusiastically telling that this should be the right candidate for your particular. He's a mature, he's intelligent, goal oriented in many professional estimations, a student for this particular scholarship. And at the end it is a closing with respect to as the letter tone is business. So here yours truly, you can also write here yours sincerely, the name and the signature as well, right? So this is the one sample reference letter I have included. I want to also discuss one more thing about having a good reference letter. Let me share you one more example about that. Stop sharing now. Let me open the one more thing for you so that you can get the idea very well. So onto your screen, you can see that I have included for your reference, and this particular PDF is belong from the Western School of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies. Here you can see that it is mentioning that these particular elements should be included into your reference letter. So paragraph 1 will tell you, state the name of the person being recommended. Means this letter is about Mr. XYZ or Mr. Ali or and so on. Explain why you are writing the letter. You have to tell the purpose, and knowing him, that in what capacity you know the candidate and how long you are knowing him, like this, right? And second paragraph telling you that based on your skills, that it is recommended by that he is hardworking, he is very much creative, he's innovating. And based on that, into paragraph 3, it is endorsing about the particular candidate. So this is all about the reference letter. It is telling you that how specifically you should be having a very good reference letter, right? So after this, I would like to, if you have any question, you can post into the live chat. Having a very, I have already included, open the live chat so that any confusion you have, you can ask into the live chat. So usually this happens to us that student give you the information. I am finishing one thing, then I will tell you an example for another sample that I have just written a few days ago into writing the reference letter of or any person who required the reference letter or any guidance to having a very good reference letter for any scholarship, either Fulbright or either Chinese government scholarship or any other scholarship. I will help them into writing a good reference letter. So with that, I am closing the session. If you have any confusion regarding a good reference letter for particular scholarship, you can write to me on my page, and you can also write here on to the comment, or you can also personally text me as well. So with that, I say you goodbye to all. Thank you so much. Thank you.